During last night's storms, tornado sirens went off in Union County, and tonight there are questions as to why.
Officials say sirens went off just before 9 o'clock. A tornado warning was never issued. Meteorologist Aaron White joins us now in studio with what officials are saying caused the sirens to go off. Aaron, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so although there was no tornado warning in place for Union County last night, the National Weather Service did have a severe thunderstorm warning in place for winds gusting up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. And a sheriff's deputy noted a funnel cloud or possible tornado, which actually then prompted the county to sound the sirens out of caution. And as this is a look at the radar picture you can see here. This is a look at the storms that were moving through Champaign into Union County. Storm moving off towards the east and not really seeing a signature that would necessarily designate a tornado. And I actually spoke with Julie Deanne Reed with the National Weather Service in Wilmington about that storm in question.
So we look at all three radars if we can, and we look for low-level rotation signatures, not just upper-level rotation and that continuity. And when we see that, we do issue a tornado warning. We weren't really seeing it with that storm that affected Champaign County. People saw what they saw, and we do not have any charge in terms of sounding any sirens or anything. That is strictly up to the local county emergency management or county sheriff.
And just for a little insight into what the National Weather Service is looking for, along with us meteorologists here at 10 TV, this is a velocity image that Chris Tomer was actually tracking in Licking County. And you can see just the different signatures looking at the green and red. That's what we're actually really looking for to issue those tornado warnings. The National Weather Service sees those signatures, and that's why they actually ended up issuing a tornado warning for Licking County. We didn't see that on radar for the storms up in Union County.
Okay.
Ground truth is one way to get some answers
that's
out of that, right? So
well.
if somebody sees it in Champaign, knowing they don't have sirens,
Mm-hmm.
it's going towards Union, so just trying to alert some folks.
Yep, and exactly, just out of caution. So they were, they sounded the sirens because something was seen, and then it kind of fizzled out, which is why then the Weather Service opted not to issue the tornado warning.
Well, we appreciate the insight on that because we know people have questions out there. Yeah.
That was very, I remember that.
Yeah.
Drawing on that last night, Aaron, and it was very, I didn't see anything when that storm was coming through that area, but by the time it got into Licking County, you could see some of the circulation. So it's a very different setup in those two instances.
Yeah, and the other thing too with the sirens when they're being sounded, 9 times out of 10 they're being sounded for tornadoes, but they can also be sounded for anything that's life-threatening. The county EMA will sound them for baseball-sized hail or even a derecho, 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming in the county. That's worse than a tornado
Just
sometimes.
because it's not a tornado doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes, that's important for everybody to remember.
It may explain why the phones don't go off, too, right?
That's right, exactly. That's a whole other thing as well.